Great. All right, my name is Nathan Leone. This is my teammate Francisco Urzua, and we are from the Thunderbird School of Global Management. We're very excited to be here today to present an innovative concept for a product in the year 2050. Now first, let's get started and give you a quick overview of what we're going to talk about today. First, we're going to go through the idea, then we're going to actually go through 2050 and what are the challenges the market's going to be facing in the future, and then go into some of the tactical details of actually executing the launch of this new product in the marketplace. So what is our idea? What is our product? Well, we call it Slide In, Scale Up. It's basically a credit card concentrate of body wash. If you can imagine a body wash formula concentrated down into the size of a credit card. Now the beauty of the system is that it replaces the bottle. So instead of having 80 bottles of body wash, you have basically one reusable body wash and 80 of these cards. And you basically slide in the card into the little slot, fill it with water, and instantly you have body wash. Now in the future, everyone's probably going to have a 3D printer. And if you're not familiar with a 3D printer, it's basically a printer that can print any plastic product through technology that's coming around. And in the future, everyone will have one of these. So instead of actually going to the retail store and actually buying a big bottle of body wash, all you have to do is buy the simple card of concentrate, go home, swipe the card in the printer, and it'll instantly print a reusable bottle. Very efficient. And now Francisco's going to go to talk about the market in 2050 and some of the challenges that we're going to face and why this system is great for the needs and the challenges of 2050.
So thank you, Nate. So what is our view for 2050? First, it is forecasted that the population is going to grow by 40%, reaching 9.3 billion persons by 2050. And also, it is forecasted that 70% of this population is going to live in urban areas. So we see that it's going to be a huge growth of mega cities, and these cities is going to come not only from Asia, where most of the people is going to live, but also from Africa and Latin America. So what are the challenges that we see for 2050? First, we see that because of this rapid development and dense population, it's going to be huge challenges of the way of living in cities. Smart solutions are going to come for housing, transportation, entertainment, and also in retail and consumer products. Also, we see that because of oil prices and limited resources, it's going to be a huge pressure over transportation costs. We see that the efficient use of energy is going to be critical in the future. Regarding the environment, we see that sustainable business is going to be the only way to succeed. Just to give you an idea, currently in China, 95% of the water is not drinkable. This is putting a big pressure over companies that are operating in China. We see that this trend is going to continue, and the pressure is going to come from two sources. For one side, it's going to be a pull from customer who is going to be requesting and demanding eco-friendly and greener products. And on the other hand, it's going to be a push from government and regulation that is going to force companies to find business sustainable models. In our opinion, the rule in the future is going to be reduce and reuse. Coming back to these big mega cities and highly populated, we see that the face of retails is going to change. We see that in the future, retailers are going to be smaller, are going to have less shelf space, and this is going to force consumer products to find smart solutions in order to maximize the available space. This trend can be already being observed in big cities such as London, Chicago, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. Retailers such as Tesco and 7-Eleven and even Walmart are already implementing these smart and smaller layouts. So Nate?
So that's a great overview of the picture of 2050. Now let's get into the tactical details of executing this launch strategy and talk about the target market. For this market, we're going to actually pick Hong Kong as one of the most densely populated urban cities in the world, where there are very many small retail format stores. And so this is a perfect opportunity to really test the market and see how well it does. So we're going to target major urban cities like Hong Kong, men and women 18 to 34 years old, middle income, people who are on the go, who want convenience, who want easy access to products, and who don't have a lot of space in their living quarters to store a lot of products, such as big bottles of body wash and so forth. So now let's get into the actual marketing mix, the product, the pricing, the placement, and the promotion. Well, for the product, we already know what it is here. It's this concentrated version of a body wash in the size of a credit card, and basically combining it with the 3D printed bottle that you do at home. So basically you slide it into the slot, and boom, you have your instant product. You have the label information on the front. Very simple. And then for the pricing, since now we're working with a very small credit card size product, the costs are going to be much lower than producing a bottle of body wash with the plastic, the liquid, and the soap inside. And then for the placement, in Hong Kong, 7-Eleven has about over 1,000 stores throughout this one small city. It's an amazing number of stores in such a small, concentrated space. It's a perfect format to really try this unique, small, credit card-sized body wash. Now, in terms of promotion, what we want to do to get this to market once we actually distribute it in the marketplace is we're going to focus on 3 main areas. First is promotions and partnerships, second is PR, and third is out of home. For an example of promotions and partnerships we're going to do, imagine if we partner with a hotel chain and offer actual credit card sized body washes when someone checks into their hotel room and gets their key card, and also a selection of different types of body washes. For PR, we're going to partner with TV shows, currently popular TV shows such as The View, Oprah, and Ellen DeGeneres are very popular now. They probably won't be around in the future, but their equivalents will be. And we're going to partner with those type of shows to get the product demonstrated on live national TV. And it's going to be great because this is a very unique, innovative system that no one's ever seen before. And these shows are going to want to show their audiences how this new system works and makes their lives much more easier and efficient. And finally, what I think is actually the most exciting is the out-of-home opportunities for advertisements and actually sampling and trial. With this simple credit card, you can basically have sampling done automatically with the machine in an out-of-home billboard location anywhere around the world or in a busy shopping mall. So imagine there's a big billboard with an interactive display and also has a dispenser for these little cards. Basically, a consumer walking by who's interested in the product can take a card, go home, swipe it on the 3D printer, it'll print out a small sample-sized version of a bottle, you can stick it in, and boom, you have instant sampling. That's the beauty of it. And so the reason why this marketing plan is going to work is for 3 main reasons, for 3 constituents in this process. First is Henkel. In terms of the advantages for Henkel, you significantly reduce transportation costs, the material costs, and the inventory and storage costs because this product is so much smaller than a big bottle of body wash. For consumers, the advantage is obvious. Very simple, very easy to carry around, a simple credit card rather than a big bottle. And for retailers, it's a tremendous bonus for retailers because it significantly reduces the shelf space needed to stock these products, it increases the sales per square foot, and increases the restocking speed of the products. Many of the stores in 7-Elevens in Hong Kong have a few products like shaving cream or lotions or so forth, but they don't have body wash, and that's probably the reason why. It's because they're too big, too bulky, and too hard to restock and reshelf. So these are the advantages of this system right here. Now looking into beyond launch in this test market, we see this as a system and a product that can be rolled out in many locations around the world. As Francisco mentioned, many countries in Africa, Eastern Europe, and Southeast Asia are growing rapidly. These big urban concentrated cities may or may not have the infrastructure to roll out body wash. They may not have the trucks, they may not have the warehouse and distribution systems, but with this little credit card, it's very easy to get this product to market quickly, fastly, and efficiently. And that's the beauty of the system. You basically just slide in and scale up. And that's our presentation.
Thank you. Very nice, thank you.
Thank you. If you have any questions?
Yeah, a couple of questions. So, can you explain a little bit more how a consumer would get to the product? This is a part I still didn't understand 100%. So you have the credit card, and then what would happen exactly?
So you have the credit card that you purchase at the retail store, and then in the future, everyone will have the 3D printer, which is basically like an inkjet printer, except on the tip it has a plastic device that feeds plastic into the jet. So it can basically create any object from, let's say, a bottle to a basketball to a pair of glasses by printing 3D plastic on the actual object. And so basically, the consumer will buy the card, will swipe it across a 3D printer, and the printer will automatically print a bottle with a special slot for the card. So you can insert the card, and it will automatically, filled with water, automatically turn into body wash.
Okay, but how will it turn into body wash? Because now my understanding is so you would print, then the bottle comes out. But then you still need, let's say, as body wash, not only water, but also some other ingredients. So how
Sure.
The ingredients are here. the credit card is going to be made of the ingredients. So it's going to be a concentration of the product, and the shape is going to be as a credit card, but it's not a credit card. This is the soap. So you put this, and this, with the reaction of water, is going to convert it into soap in the bottle.
Okay.
So this is not a credit card. This is the shape of a credit card, but it's the soap or the product itself.
So theoretically, also a consumer could buy an empty bottle or use a bottle, and then simply just put this into water and then get the product.
Exactly.
Okay. What could be, let's say, now assuming you would be first to the market with the technology, so no one else would have this before. What could be in your aspect, let's say, the three most important barriers for consumers to basically approach this new technology, and how would you tackle those?
Sure. Well, I think the best or the most important factor that's going to be a barrier for this market entry is that consumers are not familiar with the system. But that's where the PR play comes in, is because we're going to be the first to market. So media companies, personalities, people who blog, or people who have a large audience are going to be very interested in this product. We'll have the first mover advantage to address that and educate the market on how to actually use this product. And that's one of the benefits of being the first mover in this area. Let's see, for another problem that might come up, people might not be used to a credit card, but that's the thing about this concentrated credit card, is that people are kind of familiar already with a credit card of having value. So let's say, for instance, like a gift card or iTunes card, people already associate those things with value. So let's say if you had a concentrated form and maybe the size of a ball, that might not work. But with a credit card, people already have some association with a credit card, so it's easy for them to understand how the system might work, that it actually has value, not something unfamiliar to them.
And also, I think it's important, our target market initially is young people who are more willing to try new things. Because of that, we set up that people, and then we are targeting big urban cities where the size of the consumer products is going to make sense to try new things, because of the dense population, smaller retailers, smaller housing. So we think that the people is going to be willing to try new things in order to save space and make more easy the life and more efficient the experience of going and getting consumer products for their use.
Okay. Did you think about, for example, an important factor for the choice of especially a soap is the fragrance and kind of the experience with the fragrance? So do you think about a solution how a consumer could still experience the product? Because, for example, at the point of sale, if it's in form of a credit card, then obviously you cannot open the bottle and smell it.
Sure. Basically, on this credit card, you could have like a little small button that you could press and open up the cap of the actual concentrate, so you could sniff it and then release the button, and then it could close back up automatically.
Okay. No, that's very clear. No more question from my side. Any questions?
No questions for me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.